Imagine lying in bed with the person you love, and the moment arrives, but nothing happens. That heavy feeling in your stomach, that wave of embarrassment, that quiet thought whispering, maybe I'll never get this back again. The truth is, more than 70% of men over 60 struggle with erectile dysfunction, yet most stay silent, believing they're broken or that their best days are gone. That belief isn't just wrong, it's harmful because it takes away hope. I'm Dr. Laura, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men regain their confidence, their closeness, and their energy. I've seen the sadness in the eyes of men who thought nothing could help. I've also seen their amazing turnarounds, men who came back just weeks later, smiling, walking taller, and reconnecting with their partners. Here's the twist. You've probably been told the only answer is a pill, a small tablet from the pharmacy, but pills only hide the problem. They don't fix it. And when the effect fades, the worry comes back. What many men don't realize is that the real solution has always been close by, hidden in natural oils that have supported men's strength for thousands of years. Today, I'll share 9 powerful oils that can naturally reverse erectile dysfunction, oils that improve blood flow, balance hormones, and restore sensitivity. And the ninth one, the final oil, is so strong that many men say they feel like they have a brand new penis in just 7 days. Stay with me. This could be the turning point you've been hoping for. Before we start, I invite you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss important tips made for men in their 60s and beyond. I'd also love to hear from you. If this message connects with you, type 1 in the comments. And if you'd like me to improve or cover other topics, type 0. Your feedback helps me create the advice that matters most to you. Now that you see what's at stake, let's begin with the very first oil, one most men ignore, yet it holds the spark your body truly needs. It's simple, natural, and powerful. I'm talking about pumpkin seed oil, the foundation for restoring male energy. Pumpkin seed oil first. Pumpkin seed oil, the testosterone spark plug. Let's start with an oil many men overlook, even though it has amazing benefits. Pumpkin seed oil, I call it liquid gold for the aging male body. Why? Because it's one of the best natural sources of zinc, and zinc is absolutely necessary for making testosterone. Without it, your body's engine just won't run. I've seen men come into my clinic tired, with low desire and poor performance, and their blood tests always show the same thing. Low zinc, the body can't make testosterone out of nothing. It needs the right building blocks, and pumpkin seed oil delivers them in the best form possible. But this golden oil does more than just supply zinc. It also has compounds called phytosterols that help improve blood flow into the erectile tissue. Erections are really just about blood supply. When blood flow is limited, your body lets you down at the very moment you need it most. But when the blood vessels are relaxed and open, everything changes. Pumpkin seed oil works gently and steadily to reopen those vessels. Many of my older patients tell me they notice a difference in just a week, a return of morning firmness, a boost of energy they hadn't felt in years. To me, it's incredible how something so simple, something nature has always provided, can bring such life-changing results. It proves that the body isn't broken. It just needs the right support. Pumpkin seed oil is the first step in building that foundation. And if you think that sounds impressive, wait until you hear about the next oil. It's been called the cure for everything except death. And when it comes to restoring erections naturally, its power is truly extraordinary. Black seed oil second. Black seed oil, nature's Viagra without the side effects. Now, let's talk about an oil with a legendary reputation. Ancient texts praised it as the cure for everything but death. That might sound dramatic, but from what I've seen, its impact on men's sexual health is remarkable. Its secret lies in a compound called thymolcanone. This small but powerful molecule helps increase nitric oxide in the body. And nitric oxide, simply put, is the signal that tells your blood vessels to open wide and let blood rush in. Without it, no matter how much you want intimacy, your body struggles to respond. I remember a patient in his mid-60s who was frustrated after trying pills that only gave him headaches and no real help. I suggested black seed oil and told him to give it a week or two. When he came back, he was smiling, saying that for the first time in years, he was waking up with natural morning erections. His confidence returned, and more importantly, his hope returned. That's the gift of black seed oil. It doesn't fight against your body, it works with it. And as a bonus, its anti-inflammatory properties calm and protect the delicate blood vessels that have been damaged by years of stress, poor habits, and aging. It clears the way so blood can flow freely again.
But black seed oil is only the beginning of this journey, because next I will share with you an oil that not only supports blood flow, but also helps your body naturally restore testosterone levels, giving you back a vitality you thought was gone forever. Pomegranate Seed Oil. 3. The Hormone Restorer. There is something deeply symbolic about the pomegranate. For centuries, it has been seen as a fruit of life and vitality, and when you look at what its seed oil can do for men, that symbolism makes perfect sense. Pomegranate seed oil is packed with a rare fatty acid called punic acid, along with some of the most powerful antioxidants found in nature. Together they create a unique ability to protect and repair the very blood vessels that supply your erections. I often tell my patients that their arteries are like garden hoses. Over time, they can stiffen, weaken, or develop tiny cracks that disrupt smooth blood flow. Pomegranate seed oil acts like a repair kit, smoothing and strengthening those vessels so blood can move freely again. But what makes this oil truly special is its effect on testosterone. As men age, testosterone slowly declines year after year, leaving you with less drive, less energy, and weaker performance. Pomegranate seed oil supports your body's natural ability to produce more testosterone, not by forcing it, but by encouraging the pathways your body already has. I once had a gentleman in his early 70s who told me he felt half alive, low energy, little desire, and frequent struggles in the bedroom. After adding pomegranate seed oil to his daily routine, he returned weeks later with a different story, a spark of energy, renewed intimacy with his wife, and a feeling that he had gained back a part of himself he thought was gone forever. That's the gift of pomegranate seed oil. It doesn't just improve erections, it restores vitality from the inside out. And if that inspires you, wait until you hear about the next oil. At first glance, it might seem like something meant only for women, but in truth it holds one of the most overlooked secrets for men's sexual health. Evening Primrose Oil. 4. Restoring sensitivity. When most men hear the words evening primrose oil, they immediately assume it belongs in the world of women's supplements, and I understand why. It's often marketed for female hormone balance. But in my years of practice, I've seen how profoundly this oil can impact a man's intimate health, particularly when it comes to restoring sensitivity and pleasure. Evening Primrose Oil is rich in gamma-linolenic acid, or GLA, an essential fatty acid that the body cannot make on its own. This compound is vital for the health of your nerves, the very same nerves that line your penis, and allow you to feel touch, arousal, and satisfaction. I remember a patient, 68 years old, who confessed with a heavy heart that intimacy had become dull for him. He could still perform, but the sensations were muted, and that left him detached from the experience. When he began taking evening primrose oil, the change was gradual but undeniable. Within weeks, he noticed that sensitivity had returned. He described the difference as going from hearing a muffled radio to suddenly experiencing rich, full sound again. His confidence grew, and more importantly, he felt emotionally reconnected to his partner. That's the kind of transformation this oil can offer. It doesn't just improve function, it deepens the quality of intimacy. Evening Primrose Oil also plays a role in hormone regulation, supporting the balance of prostaglandins that influence arousal and erection quality. In simple terms, it helps your body fine-tune its response so that everything feels sharper, stronger, and more satisfying. And while that alone is remarkable, the journey doesn't stop here, because the next oil I want to share with you works on a different level altogether. Your mind, it sharpens focus, clears distractions, and helps you stay fully present in the most intimate moments. Rosemary Oil, 5. Sharpening mind and performance. So many men believe that erections are purely a physical event, but in truth, everything begins in the mind. I've sat across from countless patients who told me that even when their bodies were capable, their thoughts sabotaged them. Worry about work, anxiety about performance, or the constant mental chatter of daily life. These distractions rob men of their presence. That is why rosemary oil is so remarkable. Beyond its familiar aroma, it holds compounds that improve circulation directly to the brain, creating sharper focus and clearer thinking. When the mind is calm and alert, a man can finally be present with his partner, instead of lost in a storm of worry. I'll never forget one gentleman in his early 60s who told me he felt like a spectator in his own bedroom, never fully engaged. I suggested rosemary oil, not just as a topical remedy, but as a daily practice, massaging a few drops into his temples each morning. When he returned weeks later, he told me something that stayed with me. He said, "Doctor, I didn't just get better erections, I got my confidence back." His wife noticed he was more focused, more attentive, more connected, and the intimacy they thought was fading had begun to bloom again. Another hidden gift of rosemary oil is its ability to regulate DHT, a derivative of testosterone. Too much DHT can dull sensitivity and interfere with performance. Rosemary oil helps strike that perfect balance, allowing a man to keep his masculinity without sacrificing sexual function. And if you think supporting the mind is powerful, imagine combining that with an oil that lowers inflammation throughout the body while calming stress at its very roots. That is exactly what the next oil brings, and it has been treasured for thousands of years. 6. Frankincense Oil, the stress breaker. For centuries, frankincense has been considered sacred, burned in temples, and used in rituals meant to restore balance to the body and soul. What ancient healers sensed long ago, modern science now confirms. Frankincense has the power to calm inflammation and ease the burden of stress, two of the most destructive forces when it comes to a man's sexual health. I often remind my patients that stress is not just an emotion, it is chemistry. Every time you feel anxious or overwhelmed, your body releases cortisol, and cortisol directly interferes with testosterone production and blood flow. Over time, this invisible cycle slowly chips away at erections, leaving men frustrated and defeated. Frankincense oil interrupts that cycle. Its boswellic acids work like firefighters, dousing the flames of chronic inflammation that damage nerves, blood vessels, and even the prostate. At the same time, its aroma and active compounds soothe the nervous system, lowering cortisol and allowing the body to return to a state where intimacy is possible again. I once had a patient in his 70s who told me he had all but given up on intimacy, not because his body couldn't respond, but because his mind was constantly tense. When he began diffusing frankincense before bedtime, he noticed not only deeper, calmer sleep, but a surprising return of natural erections. The relief in his voice when he shared that story was unforgettable, like a man who had been carrying a heavy weight finally setting it down. Frankincense reminds us that confidence in the bedroom isn't just about blood flow, it's about peace of mind. When stress loosens its grip, the the body responds naturally. And yet, as powerful as that is, the next oil goes even deeper, enhancing the way your very testosterone receptors function, while awakening sensitivity you thought was lost for good. Sandalwood Oil. 7. Amplifying testosterone's power. There is something timeless about sandalwood. Its warm, grounding scent has been used for thousands of years, in rituals meant to inspire confidence, focus, and vitality. For men struggling with erectile dysfunction, sandalwood oil offers benefits that go far beyond fragrance. Deep inside the body, this oil influences how your cells respond to testosterone. You see, even if your testosterone levels are in the normal range, it won't matter unless your body can use it effectively. Think of testosterone as a key, and your receptors as locks. If the locks are rusty, the key can't open the door. Sandalwood oil acts like a polish, restoring those locks, so the hormone you already have works at full strength. I once worked with a man in his late 60s who had spent years chasing higher testosterone numbers through supplements and injections. His levels improved on paper, but his energy, desire, and performance never matched the numbers. When we introduced sandalwood oil, he didn't expect much, but within weeks, he came back astonished. He described his body as finally listening to the testosterone, his energy climbing, his erections firming, and his confidence returning. It wasn't about forcing more hormones into his system, it was about helping his body use what was already there. And there's more. Sandalwood also enhances nerve sensitivity in the genital area, something many men lose with age. That dullness that creeps in, where sensations aren't as sharp as they used to be. Sandalwood helps restore it. Patients often tell me intimacy feels vivid again, like turning up the volume after years of silence. This oil has rightly earned its reputation as liquid confidence. And yet what comes next may surprise you even more. An exotic flower whose oil can both energize and relax the body, balancing desire with calm in a way few remedies can. 8. Ylang-Ylang Oil. Balancing excitement and calm. Ylang-Ylang oil may sound delicate, often associated with perfumes and floral notes, but don't let that fool you. For men, especially those over 60, it holds a hidden strength. One of the greatest challenges my patients describe is performance anxiety, being either too wound up and nervous or too relaxed and unable to respond. Ylang-Ylang oil has an extraordinary ability to bring balance. It gently stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, sparking desire and blood flow, while at the same time calming the parasympathetic system, easing tension and worry. It is like striking the perfect chord between excitement and control. I remember a patient, a retired teacher in his 70s, who told me he felt trapped by his own nerves. He loved his wife dearly, but the pressure of intimacy made him anxious, and that anxiety only worsened when he couldn't perform. We introduced Ylang-Ylang oil into his nightly routine, sometimes diffused in the bedroom, other times applied sparingly, as a natural cologne. Slowly, he began to notice a shift. His body was eager, yet his mind was at ease. He described it as being ready without being rushed. That change alone was enough to renew his confidence, and with confidence, his body followed. Ylang-Ylang also supports the adrenal glands, organs that are often overworked by stress and aging. By restoring balance there, the body can redirect energy back to sexual health where it belongs. And just like some of the other oils we've discussed, it naturally enhances nitric oxide, improving blood flow without the side effects of medication. This is why I often call it the oil of harmony. It reconnects mind and body, easing fear while fueling desire. And yet, as powerful as that sounds, the final oil I want to share is the true game changer. An oil so potent that men often report feeling like they've turned back the clock within just 1 week. 9. Pine Needle Oil, the 7-day game changer. At last, we come to the oil that often leaves men shaking their heads in disbelief. Pine needle oil. It may seem simple, pulled from the needles of a tree you've walked past 1,000 times. Yet, inside it, are compounds called alpha-pine and beta-pine that supercharge the way your body uses oxygen. Imagine your cells suddenly running on premium fuel instead of regular. Energy rises, stamina improves, and every organ, especially those tied to intimacy, performs at a higher level. But what truly amazes me about pine needle oil is its immediate effect on circulation. It is one of nature's strongest vasodilators, opening blood vessels wide and allowing warm, full blood flow within minutes. Men who have tried it often tell me they feel a tingling warmth and sensitivity return almost right away. Add to that its ability to help the body make better use of testosterone and reduce inflammation in the prostate and sexual organs, and you can understand why so many call it transformative. I've seen men in their 60s and 70s reclaim confidence they thought was gone forever. They don't just perform again, they feel alive again. And that is the message I want to leave you with. Your best years are not behind you. With the right support, nature can help you restore strength, intimacy, and joy, no matter your age.